Hi guys, so today is your 10-4-10-7 review day. I'm not going to do every single problem from the review sheet, but I will pick and choose a few. And of course, if you have any questions about any of the problems that I'm not addressing here on this video, you can always email me, reach out to me, and we can try to jump on a Google Meet or something together, okay? So the first one I'm going to do is number 4. All right, so number 4... you're given a diagram where you have a secant and a tangent, okay? Tangent is 6, internal part is x, external part is x. So this is one of those that matches one of the 3 theorems in the second to last lesson that I taught, where I said that the whole secant times the outside part is equal to the tangent squared. So this is the whole secant. So you have to add x and x, that gives you 2x. This is the outside part, so that's going to go there. And then that's the tangent, you're going to square it. So the whole secant, that's 2x. The outside part is x, and it's equal to 6 squared. So I can clean this up. 2x times x, that's 2x squared, is equal to 6 squared, 36. All right. You're going to divide both sides by 2. It's going to give you 18. So x squared is equal to 18. And then take the square root. X is equal to the square root of 18. 9 is a perfect square factor of 18. So it's 3 root 2. Okay, so that was problem number 4 from the review. Let's look at, what is this? Let's look at number 13. Alright, so for number 13, it says, find the circumference and area of a circle whose equation is x minus 5 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 49. Leave your answer in terms of pi. Okay, so from that equation, x minus 5 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 49. You should be able to tell me what the center of the circle is and what the radius of the circle is. All right, so h and k, the center is 5, 4, and the radius, well, that's a radius squared, right? If that's r squared, then r is just 7. Take the square root of 49 to get 7. All right, and then you're asked to find the circumference and area of the circle, so you need to know the formulas. All right, the circumference, pi times d, area, pi r squared. So if the radius is 7, think about a circle, here's your radius. If the radius is 7, then the diameter, 7 and 7, is 14. So pi times 14. So your circumference is equal to 14 pi, and I don't know if units were given. No, so just units. Okay. When it says leave your answer in terms of pi, that means leave pi as part of your answer. Don't multiply by 3.14. Don't use the pi key on your calculator. Now your radius, again, is 7. So 7 squared. So you have an area of 49 pi units squared. Okay. And we're going to look at number 14, and that'll be it. Okay. So number 14 says, what are the x and y intercepts of the line tangent to the circle x plus 6 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 100 at the point 2, -4? Okay, so you're given the equation x plus 6 squared plus y minus 2 squared equal to 100. Okay, so from there, you should be able to tell me the center and the radius. The center, h and k, -6 and 2. And if r squared is 100, then r is 10. Okay, so that's the information you gather from that. And then point on circle that was given is 2, -4. That's the point they're talking about. Okay, so again, they're asking what are the x and y intercepts of the line tangent to the circle at point 2, -4. All right, so this is a quite involved problem. We could sketch. Oh, hold on. Sorry, not what I meant to draw. Let's sketch what we have so that we understand what we're looking for. So your center is -6, 2. That's your center of the circle. The radius is 10. So from here, I'm going to go 10 units up, 10 units down, right and left. So that's out 6. So here, I'm probably going to be like off the board. Okay, I think I went up too far, but that's okay. All right, and then point 2, -4. So out 2, down 4. We're like right there. That was on the circle. So we want to know what is, imagine that there's a tangent line here. Okay, what is the x and the y intercept of that tangent line that runs, is tangent to the circle at this point? So basically, kind of off the screen a little bit. Basically, I want to come up with the equation of that line. Okay? If I can come up with the equation of that line, then I'll be able to figure out the x and y intercept of that line. Okay? So, we're going to need to know the slope of that line. All right? Now, the center point is given, and we know the point of the circle is given. Okay? So, let's first find the slope of the radius. The slope of the line that goes from the center to the radius. So to find that slope, I'm going to use this information. All right, I could also count units, but let's just plug into the slope formula. So the slope of basically your radius is what you're finding. The slope of the radius, difference of the y's, -4 minus 2, over difference of the x's, 2 minus -6. So you're going to have -6 over 8, so -3/4. Now, why is that slope important? What do you know about your tangent and your radius where they meet at the point of tangency? Well, hopefully you guys remember they're perpendicular. And if the lines are perpendicular, then the slope of that line is the opposite reciprocal. So this is the slope of the radius. I'll write radius. That's your slope of the radius. So then slope of your tangent, the tangent slope, is equal to the opposite reciprocal. So the slope of your tangent is 3/4. So now I know the slope of my tangent, and I know one of the points on my tangent, right? This is a point that the tangent goes through. So with that slope and that point, I should be able to come up with the equation for the tangent line. So I'm going to use x, y, and m and plug into y equals mx plus b because that's what most of you are most familiar with. So I'm going to have negative 4 equals 4/3 times 2 plus b. Okay, so I have negative 4 equals 8/3 plus b. All right, subtract 8/3 from both sides, and you're going to have negative 5/2. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Hold on a second. Let me do it out. Minus 8/3 minus 8/3. I can't think in my head. If I wanted to have a denominator of 3, that's going to be 12/3. So, why is this not? Okay, so negative 20/3 is correct, right? Yes, negative 20/3 equals b. Okay, so I have my y-intercept of this line, and I have my slope of the line. So the equation of that tangent line, I can now write as y equals 4/3 x minus 20/3. And I have one of the answers, because the question said, what is the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis, is negative 20/3. That's the y-intercept of the graph. So the y-intercept is negative 20/3. Now, you're also asked for the x-intercept. Well, the x-intercept has a y value of 0. So I can take this equation, substitute 0 in for y, and solve for x. So I'm going to have 0 equals 4/3 x minus 20/3. I'm going to add 20/3 to the other side. So 20/3 equals 4/3 x. I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of that fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3/4 on this side and 3/4 on that side. So I'm going to have x is equal to, 3's crossed out, 20/4, which is 5. Okay, so I have an x-intercept of 5 and a y-intercept of negative 20/3. All right, that was a kind of very detailed problem, but a good one for us to kind of think through together. All right, so that is it for the review as far as what I'm going to do. Feel free to, like I said, email me if you have any trouble with any of the other problems on the review. See you guys later. Bye.